Hey, I'm JoeySooch. I hope you guys are doing fabulous today. Let's talk suicide. I know it's a very taboo topic, so let's talk about it. Nothing wrong with talking about it, right? It is a very different mindset that you just can't replicate or understand till you're actually there. I have been suicidal a few times in my life. To those who don't understand, let me explain the best way possible. So imagine you are on a really high building. There is somebody or a crowd down below saying, "Don't jump! You have a lot to live for," or insert anything to make the person feel better. What the crowd doesn't see is the fire behind you. The only way to escape is to jump. Either jump or to get burned by the fire. That's just how it feels. For a lot of suicidal and depressed people, it is the thought or feeling that just never goes away. The suicide tendencies. They could be acting completely normal or doing things to distract themselves from that dark place, but they are one push away to be in complete darkness. After a while, they will share their feelings with somebody before they reach the end. Depending on the help or attention or care they receive, they will just stop sharing if proven futile. Let's talk about suicidal thoughts. Suicidal is kind of wishy-washy in society. There is a serious and non-serious kinds. I mentioned it as taboo, so when somebody says, "I'm gonna kill myself," then people will laugh it off or think of it as a joke. Or if somebody does something really embarrassing or just have a lot to do, they'll be like, "I'm gonna kill myself." Do they actually mean it? Hell no. It is about the context and the predisposition of the person. I'm sure almost everyone thinks about it from time to time. I think it's healthy because it's always an option. Will most people go with it? Probably not. We are kind of always in a dangerous place no matter where we are in the world. Like anything can kill you at this point. Even the sun. The freaking sun. Okay, not instantly, but you get this point. Normal people spend their life trying to negate things that can kill us, like the sun, by putting suntan lotion or looking both ways to cross the street. Suicidal thoughts is not normal thoughts to think about all the time. Killing oneself, or even killing another human or animal, there has to be something not right in the head, right? Killing an animal for food is a little different and depends on where you live. If you live in Texas, they are way more open to killing animals. In New York City, it's basically non-existent. They go to the butcher and get your meat. I guess ignorance is bliss. I went to a farm and they raised and killed animals for food. I could never be present during the killings. Just hope it's quick and humane. There are survival shows from people of all culture, and some rather starve to death than have to kill an animal for food. Could I if I was starving to death? Maybe? I guess so, but I would have to be there to really know. If I don't have to kill anyone or anything, I won't, even though it could kill me. Having the cognitive ability to murder somebody is not normal. I want to say it's a mixture of environment and genes. It is perfectly normal actually to be like cutting strawberries and think, I have the possibility to kill everyone in my household. But you know there are laws in place for this kind of thing. Also, if you got morals that prevents you from actually doing anything. So you just continue cutting the strawberries. Since you're already cutting up strawberries, put it in a small pot and cook it for about a minute, pour sugar on it, and put it on some ice cream. It is so good. If you grew up on a farm, you would have no problem snapping a chicken's neck to eat. There's some people would not kill somebody unless they need a reason to. They don't have any sort of attachment to the thing they are killing. Once they have a name, there's no turning back. Murderers will say the same thing. Something in their brain doesn't have the emotional aspect to them. They can express emotion and be self-aware, but doesn't mean they actually feel it. They just see how other people react to a situation and mirror them. I am sure they know they are different. They have to put up a front to mingle with society. But killing people is easy for them, like for us normal people getting ready to go to work. But then it's kind of not true because you have these mass shooters who are shunned by society for whatever reason. They just start killing people. It is just horrible to hear and couldn't imagine the fear and everlasting pain they have to endure. The murderers either kill themselves or get shot to end their suffering. I guess all murderers want to feel in control and feel the thrill for X amount of minutes. They gotta do something extreme to overstimulate what they were feeling and or get revenge for being shunned by society. If you're gonna kill somebody, then don't. Unless it's like Hitler or someone. or just like a really bad person, then I give you the thumbs up. Let's agree that anybody who murders somebody else is not in a healthy state of mind. Suicide, I believe, is much harder because you are taking your own life. Depending on the method, you will be hurting till the end. It is all very psychological. To kill oneself is very daunting. It's not a split-second decision. You have to gather supplies or do something. You are in a heightened state of wanting to kill yourself. That moment is very quick. So by the time you gather the supplies or whatever, you have time to think about and not go with it. Your emotions become less influential and have more clarity. The act of killing his or herself is very scary. To actually commit suicide and go with it takes huge amounts of courage. I personally do not know anybody who committed suicide. I know some who were on the verge or really thought about it in the past. I read stories and how families and friends are heartbroken and really shifting the blame onto the person who committed suicide. While yes, it's the person's fault, those same people weren't doing enough or hurting the person more than helping. At the same time, there may be nothing anyone could do to help them. They could be going through so much that they just can't be saved. In the end, it's up to the person. While it's a sad situation, it's hard to judge the situation from the outside. To commit suicide takes a lot of courage and effort. Whatever that person was going through a lot. And really thought about it if it was worth living or dying. They know how it would affect people and stuff, but still went through with it. They were extremely happy with their situation, and suicide was the only way out. It is so psychological because you still care about other people. So if you do X action, how would it affect everybody else? It makes you feel guilty and you might give yourself a reason to keep living. Then you have to write a letter and give a reason. A lot of reasons that were probably never shown or wasn't known how serious the issues were. People don't, but I have to give props to anyone that commits suicide because it takes a lot of balls to do it. And I really hope they are in a happier place now. It is weird that when you decide to commit suicide, you become happier and at peace with yourself. You start giving stuff away. It is an end goal that you just can't wait to do it and really don't care about anything else. It's like you don't have to worry and have to deal with this shit anymore. And see ya. That's usually a bad sign that something soon will go down for that person, and be there for the person and make sure they are okay. They're all of a sudden giving away stuff and being happier than usual. So about me, to wrap this up, I think about suicide somewhat in an abstract way. Like, is it worth to keep living where my way of life is clearly gonna go downhill? My baseline of being happy goes lower and lower. I can't change my situation, no matter how hard I try. That I am really not a valuable part of society and basically a burden to everybody. This isn't anxiety talking, but just the facts. I was really close to committing suicide in high school cause nobody cared. I didn't want to keep going through life like this because it was awful. I didn't write a note or gather supplies or anything like that. I just really wanted to not be here if I could snap my fingers. I have a rare disease called FOP where my muscles and ligaments turn into bones. I'll get these painful swelling called flares, and bones start to form and lock my body into place. I gave myself an ultimatum. I'll keep living, but the next flare I have, I will kill myself. If I can't love myself in the present, how could I in the future, with an even lower baseline of health? That next flare lasted me 2 years, and thought about it every day if life worth anymore, to escape the reality and pain and misery. That was 10 years ago, and things got worse. From time to time, I still think about if I should have stuck around or tell my younger self to just end it, cause it gets way worse on different levels. Now if I wanted to kill myself, I can't. I can't move. I can't be like, hey, push me over the bridge, thanks. I am stuck here till my body wants to give up, so I am forced to deal with what I have and play the cards I was dealt with. It is unfortunate to me. If I had an option of doctor-assisted suicide, would I do it? I am too guilt-ridden to do it at this point. A part of me wants to keep discovering life and to keep going to find happiness. I know happiness is out there, and the world can be so amazing, but also so cruel, and it's so conflicting on the inside. I am basically gambling with my life. Is life worth living when you keep losing? At one point, I'm just gonna eventually die. I mean, everyone else does, duh. But I don't know if it will ever get physically better, or if this is it. I really want to. It's not up to me, but it's up to science and me being healthy. I know some who have my disease who are around my age and younger. I am 27, who die basically unexpectedly. And there are more than that live to 50 plus. So huge range of ages. I just don't like my outlook and just genuinely scared of the unknown and future. A real possibility is me getting worse. I don't have a large family. I am the youngest for the most part. Few people come and go in my life. I would need help and somebody to look after me to the day I die. My problem isn't temporary but permanent. So it's not like watching my dog for a weekend. It is somewhat long term and will need to be under constant care. I always feel like I live in temporary situations. My situation can change drastically within a month, and what works for me one month may not the next. There are 8 clinical trials going on for my disease, but full results won't show for 5 years plus, at least. And who knows if they'll be successful. I'm hoping for the best, but I can't say in 5 years I will get better. It'll probably be 10 years plus if drugs are even successful, and no setbacks. Nobody thought a pandemic was going to happen, but here we are. I just hope for myself to find happiness and to feel human and free at one point in my life, or I feel all this won't be worth it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.